Hello everybody, my name is Axel and welcome to Anthem Debrief. I divided this, shall we say, review into 6 parts: graphics, combat, music and sound effects, story and characters, controls and gameplay, and the conclusion. So let's start with graphics. Anthem is a beautiful game. Even at 1080p at medium settings, the game still looks good. And I can't even imagine how other players who run the game at 1440p, even 4K at high settings, are feeling while playing this game. The effects, especially explosions from the Colossus, are so intense that I sometimes barely see anything while it is happening. And it's a good thing, by the way. The environment is visually stunning even at medium settings. I can really feel the open worldness of the game thanks to its verticality, which lets you appreciate the environment more since you're seeing them in various angles and depths. Graphics wise, the game looks good. It may need some tweakings for the PC version, but even at medium settings at 1080p, as I mentioned, the game looks beautiful. Now we go to combat. Combat is really fun. I was only able to test the Ranger and the Colossus, and I enjoy the latter's combat style a lot. Slow, clunky, heavy, but packs quite a wallop. The weapons, the limited ones I tried, really function and felt different. Shotguns, assault rifles, sniper rifles all feel different. But a small nitpick on my part is that on the loadout screen, it's really hard to differentiate the weapons on sight. So I needed to click on them to determine what type of weapons they are. So music and sound effects. No music really stood out for me. It could be said that there were a lot of things happening during gameplay, but even inside Fort Tarsus, no music stood out. But the game being fun, I could live without any standout music. The sound effects are really top-notch. From the booster sounds, mountain collisions while flying, explosions from the Colossus ordnance and melee slams, and the really cool sound effects of the Colossus and Ranger's ultimates, the game's sound effects really appeals to me as I can feel some impact or, dare I say, weight behind the effects. It's just unfortunate that I wasn't able to test the other 2 javelins, but from the things I heard in-game, I would have liked those. Though I would be more in favor of the Colossus. So story and characters, well, it's a demo, so there's not much story in it. There are lores discussed on YouTube, but I don't want to be spoiled, so I want to experience those lores firsthand if I decide to purchase the game. As for the NPCs in Fort Tarsus, other than Matthias and his quote-unquote brethren...
Let it be. Yes, that's it. You genius. Get the manifold. The freelancer removed it from its original housing after it affected the Dominion soldiers, and when we divided, you severed the connection again, out of fear. Courage.
The rest are forgettable. So we now go to controls and gameplay. So Anthem's movement kinda reminds me of Armored Core. Controls during combat are decent using keyboard and mouse. You can do all the fighting on the ground, in the air, and the latter, which means the air combat, really helps you to establish the high ground against your enemies. So other than look and feel like Armored Core, the controls, especially while flying, and it gets worse while underwater, feels a bit sluggish, and I end up banging against the environment a lot of times. But that could easily be attributed to my lack of expertise in the controls. Javelin weight is also a thing. Although I was only able to try the Ranger and the Colossus, there's definitely a feeling of weight between the 2 javs. Going back to Armored Core, wherein you equip a heavier, more armored AC clearly reflects on the AC's performance on the field. And I just wish there was a way to make your javelin boost sideways and or backwards, instead of needing to face the direction in which you want to boost in. So gameplay, which includes the overall experience, wrapped the game nicely. Decent controls, beautiful visuals, awesome sound effects, and hordes of enemies to destroy. These are the things I enjoy. So in conclusion, I am cautiously excited for Anthem. From the things I saw in the free demo, I believe that I will enjoy the game. I'm still not 100%, but it's definitely close. One thing I haven't mentioned is monetization. BioWare came out and said that the storyline and additional region content won't be hidden behind paywalls. This translates to a united community regardless of the story or region content BioWare releases in the future. And for microtransactions on cosmetics, it doesn't affect me much, so it's really not a big deal. But I hope, there was a leak image on the proposed pricing for cosmetics, that on release, these cosmetics won't imitate the price structures of free-to-play games. So, and for future Javelin releases, there was no mention about paid Javelins, and here's hoping that the price for future Javelins reflects the fact that Anthem is a full-priced game. So is it a buy for me? Yes, I don't expect to purchase the game at launch. I will still have to check out reviews for the PC version. So, as a fan of Warframe, Monster Hunter World, and even Elite Dangerous, Anthem offers something different while giving something familiar. An example of this would be it's a looter shooter. There are bosses and events that were and will be available. There's sufficient grind, and it's being powered by an interesting gameplay, which I believe would be enough to keep my attention on it for a long time if I decide to buy the game. So that's the debrief regarding Anthem. Let me know in the comments your thoughts regarding this game, and if you're decided or on the fence about buying it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.